Well, Victorian Premier Jacinta Allan swore in her new cabinet today, and it's a lot of the same faces, just in different roles, basically, shuffling the decks. So what does Allan's new cabinet tell us about what kind of Premier she'll be? Joining me now is Liberal member for Western Victoria, Bev McArthur. Bev, welcome. Is there anything new in the zoo?
Not a lot, Caleb, not a lot. I mean, we've still got a treasurer who's responsible for 50 taxes. We've got more taxes in this state than anywhere else in the country put together, I imagine. 50 new or increased taxes, adding to the cost of living and inflation. Also, we've got this enormous debt, $178 billion. So predicted to go to virtually $200 billion, with future generations going to pay that price. So he's still there. We've got Lily D'Ambrosio, the Minister for Energy. Now, she's responsible for the worst energy policy that you could ever imagine. We've got basically a shortage of supply. We've closed down coal-fired power stations and not put anything in their place. We've got planned transmission lines that are going to absolutely wreck the countryside across the eastern seaboard, and especially in my electorate of Western Victoria. And we've got Steve Denopoulos. Now, that's going to be interesting because he's the Minister for Outdoor Recreation. Is he going to ban duck shooting? The union movement have pledged to walk off the job.
It's about the only thing I've ever supported from a union, it has to be said. But it's good when they stand up to their own, isn't it? Now, obviously last week, the Labor right staged a bit of an insurgency and had a win over Daniel Andrews, managing to get Ben Carroll in as deputy leader after they put him up for leader to begin with. Daniel Andrews apparently spat chips over that and eventually said, well, we've got to sort this out and come to a compromise. Has the resurgence of the right of the Labor Party had any kind of showing in the cabinet shake-up today?
Well, it doesn't look an awful lot different. I mean, the policies have all been put in place over a long period of time under Daniel Andrews. The far left radical ideology that permeates basically everything they do, I'm sure won't change because it's all locked in place. So, you know, we've changed a few deck chairs on the Titanic, but Victoria's still going to pay the price for Daniel Andrews' appalling legacy.
And John Pesutto, of course, shook up his own Victorian shadow cabinet today too. And former leader Matthew Guy is returning to the front bench as shadow public transport minister, and he took aim at Jacinta Allan as well today over the suburban rail loop. But just very quickly, Bev, you know, he's had two goes around as leader without much success. Would he have been better to perhaps stick to the backbench?
Well, I'm sure Matthew likes public transport. I know he's a fan of trains, so I'm hoping that he will hold the show to account on this suburban rail loop. Well, we can't get a road fixed out in country Victoria.
Tell me about it.
The roads are appalling, and yet we'll potentially build this rail loop that might save some people a few minutes in their travel time into the CBD. So I'm looking forward to Matthew holding them to account on this.
Bev McArthur, thank you for your time.